Hi there, welcome back to the Ugo lifestyle where we talk about all things food, family, and faith. Today we'll be diving into something very important if you love baking, and that is yeast. So, what is yeast? Yeast is a tiny living organism that helps bread and other pastries to rise and become light and fluffy. It is very essential in your everyday bread, puff puff, and donuts, just to name a few. But just like any living organism, yeast can lose its potency if it is not well taken care of or properly stored. Today I'll be showing you a quick and easy way to test your yeast to know if it's still potent and ready to use or bad and ready to be tossed out. Let's go. So I have two types of yeast here. One has been stored in an airtight container in the freezer from the day the pack was opened. And this one has been left on the counter for a while. It's been exposed to both air and humidity. So let's see which of the two is still potent. To test the yeast, we are going to use warm water. This is our warm water. Not too hot. Remember, not hot water, because the hot water can kill the yeast. We are using a little sugar, about a teaspoon. What the sugar does is to feed the yeast and help activate it. So to the hot water, I'm adding sugar to each container. Then now I'm going to add a teaspoon of yeast into each container. Just a teaspoon. So I'll give it a good stir. I'll stir this as well. So this is the yeast that was stored properly, and this is the one that was not stored properly. Same process. They are both going through the same process of testing. So we are going to leave this for a few minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, and we'll get back to see what it looks like after 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, you can see the difference between both mixtures. This container that had the yeast that was properly preserved is really nice and frothy. This means that it is still alive and very active. So you can use this yeast to make bread and other pastries, and they will rise perfectly. The one that wasn't preserved properly, no bubbles, no froth, it is inactive, and it means it will not help your dough rise. So this is why it is very important to store your yeast properly. I always keep mine in an airtight container and store in the freezer. This way it stays fresh from the day you open the pack, and it remains very potent right up till the last grain of yeast is used.